Welcome to the Path of Least Resistance. I am Dial Versailles, and this is a bonus video, so it's going to look out of order to the other ones that I'm doing. But this was requested, set with no epic relics. For relics, we're using Arcane Comet, Chemtech Duplicator, and Guardian Angel. Did this run earlier. It was actually really easy, except for Shyvana, where I made a couple mistakes a couple times. I did this at 6 a.m. I normally don't wake up until 10, so, you know, mistakes. Here we take Hold Them Off, because Hold Them Off is amazing, and then we go into Gem Dragon. So this is the first time I've played Sett in probably a year, so I wasn't sure this would work, and I wasn't sure what to do. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of learning while I'm going through this, and you'll see some mistakes. However, Sett benefits greatly from Chemtech Duplicator, because you want to be playing a lot of spells, and Chemtech plus Arcane Comet hits through Spell Shield, which makes it amazing. But you'll notice I miss things like his Constellation triggers a lot, and then also I just am bad at counting, so I'm probably not taking full advantage of his kit, but I mean ultimately it doesn't matter too much. I'm also playing pretty slowly because I'm not sure what I'm doing. I'm not sure what the correct answers to certain situations are. But between the starting Frostbite and having Arcane Comet available, there's usually just nothing on the board, which is a good way to win the game. So Chemtech Duplicator with the coins gives you a little bit of extra mana back. Sometimes a lot of extra mana back. Guardian Angel lets you be somewhat aggressive in blocking. Also gives you the extra reroll that you might need if you forget how to play the game, like I often do. And yeah, that's basically all the things. So the general strategy is clear the board and attack. You can take advantage of the rally whenever you can play 12 mana, and that's the whole thing. Your units get kind of big. Here I decided to take the Pow Pow because extra removal is good. That's 3 cost 12 damage, I think. One is in Chemtech Duplicator. And here I take Mordekaiser because I feel like the Death's Hand or Death's Grasp is going to be useful. And we go into Mountain Drake. The other side may have also been fine, but I think there's just less going on here. You have a couple early rounds where they can play a lot of units, and then after that it calms down a lot. So I wasn't super worried about anything. I passed just to see what they played, to give me just more information. We have Facebreaker here, so you can see when I'm hovering over a card, that's me thinking about what I want to do. So I was deciding whether to face break then, or wait until they played cards, and then make a decision. So we're getting extra mana just to cast more spells. And the tag out helps because it gives us more mana gems, especially in Chemtech. And we do want to get rid of cards with Obliterate that have the dragon boon on them that revives them. That just makes it so we don't have to kill them twice, which is super useful.
Don't let anyone con you, lady.
Frostbite doesn't do anything to the formidable unit, obviously. I'm trying to decide if it's worth using Death's Grasp on the formidable, but I decide to Arcane Comet the bigger unit instead. You can look at the powers list to see where you are on how much mana you need to spend.
My family was raised on this soil.
And so we do get a rally there.
Never lost yet, and I ain't starting now.
You can really feel the inexperience in how long it's taking me to make decisions. Or at least I can feel the inexperience. It takes Zephyr Sage here, because copying coins is actually really good, and you can play Zephyr Sage on round 2. You probably wouldn't usually wait till round 3 at least, but having... I mean, you already have Zephyr Sage in the deck, so it didn't hurt to take another copy of it either. You're gonna take Sandstorm. If you are offered Sandstorm, take Sandstorm. I thought about Dawn and Dusk. That would have given us a lot of power on an attack, but it's just... also would have given us extra Chemtech Duplicator. But we don't actually have things that attack with Chemtech. So, since we can't do like wide damage spells or anything, casting Arcane Comet 3 times isn't better than casting it 2 times. Same with like Sandstorm or Tag Out. Those are things that only need to hit once to function. So having an extra trigger on it is good to break Spell Shield, but having it one more time after that doesn't really do anything. So Dawn and Dusk wouldn't get super advantage from that. And same with like Facebreaker, it stuns, which is good, but yeah, you're not, I don't know. Stunning a 4th time doesn't help you. You're gonna kill the unit so that I can play the coin and get more mana back. And then that still gives me the ability to either tag out Facebreaker or Arcane Comet. I do play another unit which I have to deal with. I think I was planning on using either tag out or Arcane Comet to get more mana or just remove the unit. And so we end up taking 6 damage here because they just played another unit and that had to be responded to. With the stun, we just, yeah, there just was no other choice here. And here I'm using Tag Out just for the mana. Also gives us more coins, and those coins are good. And then we take advantage of Sandstorm, removing the entire enemy board.
Welcome to the arena.
We don't have quite enough mana to Arcane Comet there, but the Frostbite does keep us safe. I don't know why I chose to Zephyr the Arcane Comet. The correct thing to do would have been Zephyr the coin. Because we can't play the Arcane Comet anyway.
Why don't you sit this one out? Nobody's tougher than me. No holds barred. You, me, in the ring.
And then, yeah, we just win the game. I think Frostbite did come in super significant. Here I take Windsinger as Pale Imitation, which makes it bad, but we're basically using it as a 2-cost recall spell. And we take the shop. Sended's Call is cool, but it had fleeting on it, so made it not playable. I take Dragon's Rage because I don't want to spend the rerolls, and yeah, that doesn't really do that much for us. Pretty sure I got rid of a card there. Here's where I start making mistakes. This one is one of my favorite mistakes that I've ever made. You'll see in a minute.
Monsters with heart are still monsters.
I don't know why I'm so worried here. Maybe just because it's early in the morning. You can't see the worry, but I was really considering all of my actions here. Mordekaiser's cool because it does trigger the Deathless, which gives us 2 Sett. 2 Sett gives us extra Chemtech Duplicator, which does help our coin usage. But like I said, with the tripling spells, it doesn't really do much else. We do have Sandstorm in hand here, so we can clear a lot of the board. So I decided to get rid of Shalana with Arcane Comet. I get the triple on the coin, refilling my mana, which lets me Sandstorm most of the rest.
I am more than I seem.
And more than culpable, filthy worm.
I think what I should have done here is just attack with everything and killed their entire board.
No holds barred. Welcome to the arena.
Like if I kill Shyvana here too, that's better even though we lose Mordekaiser on it.
Smoke, ash, and dragon fire.
Here I use Realm of Death, and I get hit with Strafing Strike. All my units still die. And they kill me. All I had to do there was nothing. If I had played Arcane Comet, I would have been fine. If I had literally just passed, would have been fine. That was a win that I turned into a loss by trying to be cool and playing a spell. I mean, had it worked, I would have gotten, probably, I think, like an extra set out of it, but why? There's just no reason to do that. Sometimes you play spells to be fun and I don't know. Don't be fun and quirky, I guess, is the lesson here.
No hold. I saw
Here I kill the Dragon Chow, which does help my Fury, but attacking the 8-9 probably would have been better.
Monsters with heart are still monsters.
Here we Sandstorm, which is great and correct, I believe. Unfortunately, this guy comes down and removes our Sett. With Sett gone, the game becomes way harder. Like, just so much harder. But I do play Mordekaiser here. I remember to kill the unit that isn't going to die anyway.
Agonizing, I know.
Although maybe not letting them trigger Fury is important.
To honor the fallen, would you know them to see them again, Jerick?
And here my, basic instinct is that I want to play Realm of Death. However, I do know what happened last time I did that, so... I decide not to. There actually isn't that much going on the board, we just have to block Shyvana. Taking 8 damage isn't that bad. So I think that was a pretty good defensive response. I am not unhappy with how that went.
I am more than I seem.
Monsters with heart are still monsters. Everything.
This is probably a bad attack. I didn't need to kill the extra unit there. You get Sandstorm in hand, and I'm feeling pretty good about that. I should have played the coin and played the Coastal Defender there. That would have given me rally, and I would have done a lot of extra damage. I think that would have been correct. Here I should Zephyr Sage the coin. I don't know if I decide to do that. And I get hit with Strafing, which is unfortunate.
Behind the rope.
I should have attacked with Mordekaiser, challenging the dragon and then the bout security. That I don't know why I did not. And here I Realm of Death, which is really dumb. There's no reason to do this. It levels Mordekaiser. It also kills him. So why? And we still haven't picked up Sett again, which would be clearing the board consistently and would be good and game winning. And it kind of doesn't matter what I do at this point. Shyvana appears to just have infinite cards. I think that attack was bad too.
I'd rather that than the other way around.
But it doesn't actually matter. My card draws aren't good enough to ever clear the board here. And yeah, I just have no cards in hand, so I can't win.
How can I say a word?
This is another situation where I brought this on myself. There were a couple places where early on I didn't have to lose Sett, for example, and had I done that, that would have been a win, and I didn't have to sacrifice my Mordekaiser for literally no reason. Even just keeping the extra Mordekaiser in hand would have been a better option. If I had killed my Mordekaiser naturally instead of with a spell, then I could have replayed Mordekaiser. I could have used him on about security, which would have created fleet bout security in my hand, and then I probably could have played extra of that, and just overall things would have been better. Yeah, I don't know. Here we don't draw Sett, so we're feeling pretty bad. Here is also though where that extra guard or the first guardian angel does come in handy when you don't know what you're doing. Well, guardian angel is really good for learning because you do get an extra revive, and so that extra revive does allow you to make mistakes, which I make here. So I think I was hoping that coin was somehow gonna do enough to give me enough mana to Sandstorm, but I don't know. That was a level of hopefulness that was just silly. We do play Dancing Droplet here because we want to draw an extra card, because we do want to get Sett, because getting Sett's really important to win. And we don't get Sett. Here I think passing is actually correct. You want to see more of the board before you decide to Sandstorm. You can attack here, it's fine. We do get the place your bets spell. It gives you coins and it draws, which makes it great. We do draw into Sett, which is amazing.
Want a piece of me?
We play him immediately because we can block with him because of Guardian Angel. And think about security is correct here.
You ain't no VIP.
They don't have any mana, so I see that they have Strafing in hand because Shyvana's leveled up, so obviously they have Strafing in hand. But yeah, they don't have any mana. So we can go ahead and Death's Grasp here, or yeah, I think that's what it's called. And we do get an extra Sett because Mordekaiser's on board. And we can use Sett to just attack into the barrier unit. Since his power is the first time that he would die, he doesn't die and he gets barrier instead. It's just a free attack. We draw the rally guy. We just remove it. I think we don't get the rally trigger there, but it's probably better to remove him anyway than to try to attack. And we do get showstoppers out of it. I play the first showstopper trying to get them to use their last mana, and they don't. It's fine. If they don't have anything to play, we can win the game. So we do finally get through Shyvana, and here I consider taking Shadow Totem on Sett, but I don't think it's actually going to be useful, so I don't do that. Since ideally we're playing Sett on round 1, Shadow Totem doesn't even activate Chemtech Duplicator, basically does nothing, so I skip. No, I don't skip, I take double attack. Here I consider Evolve, but I have a lot of rerolls, so I take Hold It instead. Now we have Frostbite and Stun, which I think they overlap each other. So, I don't know. Maybe there was a better option there. We'll see. We'll see if I'm correct. I wasn't thinking about that at all. I just thought stunning is good. And I go to Ocean Drake because I didn't want to take force damage from the other node. You can take force damage from this node though. So, you know, choose your poison. We do have the ability to, you know, basically remove every card our opponent has. So I'm not super worried about anything that attacks us. It is annoying to resolve the deluge every turn. That's probably the worst part about this node, other than the fact that it can one-shot you. This does 10 to everything. Can't do anything about that. I could tag out, but I don't think there's a reason to do that. We have one set with Guardian Angel, so we still keep a set on board and have Chemtech Duplicator active, which is the main thing that matters. We do attack here. Getting double attack was nice on Sett. It does make it so that we can kill more hit points on units. It also gives us the quick attack ability to just not die when we're killing a unit before we finish them off. I don't even know what this man does. I just decide to remove him from existence. I am scared about the elusive Poros. So I'm thinking about using tag out here, but I decide, I guess, to play a coin and then drop the elusive so that I have a blocker here. And since I don't quite have a lot of mana there, I do tag out on that unit so that I get the extra mana gems for next round. Although I might be maxed out anyway, I don't know. That's what I was thinking though, get extra mana gems and protect the unit. And we get enough to attack.
Beat losers, get paid.
Here I should have tagged out. Letting them make a huge spawn was unnecessary. Doesn't super matter because we can just remove it with Arcane Comet, but I think it was an incorrect play. I think tag out would have been fine. Here we use Windsinger as a recall button. Play the coin for a little bit extra mana, though that's not enough mana to do anything with, so don't know that that was helpful. And we check how much mana we need to spend to rally. It is 3. You can play Coastal Defender for 4. Gives us Showstopper to remove the last elusive. And plenty of damage to finish off the Nexus. I think we could have finished it off without playing anything there. Here I take Risky Venture because it has Summoning Beacon on it and it can create coins. So that's kind of nice. Draw a unit on Pow Pow potentially would have been better. I take Spell Shield on Sett because I don't want to get hit by something that I'm not expecting. In this shop, I get offered Slow But Steady. This does work on the Risky Venture we just picked up, so we can play it an extra time, and I think that's cool, so I take. Also works on Facebreaker, but that's not really helping us. I also take an extra a copy of Shimmering Mirage because making an extra set or an extra like Mordekaiser could be interesting at some point. And we go into Blackened Ice Dragon because Peculiar dragon one-shot me, and now I'm never going to go that way again, especially considering that I have no revives left. I don't love Blackened Ice Dragon, but it doesn't one-shot you, so there's that. I pass so that they can play a Blackened Ice Dragon, and then I drop Sett because that Ice Dragon does have capture on it, and I know that, so I didn't want to get captured. Here I get a little bit more mana and get rid of Wrath of Freljord. You do not want to get hit by a 21 Overwhelm. This guy, I don't know. I wish I could kill this guy right now. Giving dragon boons to everyone is pretty bad.
Hey boss, check out the size of the crowd.
And all of them here to see you, of course.
I thought about using Tag Out on Sett for the extra mana. I don't know if that was wrong to not do.
I am the chosen of the storm himself.
But I just didn't want to replay Sett. Costs a lot of mana to do that.
Nobody's tougher than me. Welcome to the arena.
And here we're taking advantage of the fact that Sett doesn't die, removing one unit with Overwhelm. Overwhelm is the thing you're most afraid of, or the thing I'm most afraid of, at least. So yeah, you can see Frostbite and Stun are hitting the same unit, so it's not really doing too much extra, but Frostbite you can get around that, and you can still use it for Challenger, so having Stun doesn't hurt. I'm not sure why I kill the guy that doesn't have Overwhelm there. Then they're gonna shatter us, so I do Tag Out here. And I get enough coins back so that I can instantly replay.
Big night. Let's give him a show, huh?
I always do, boss.
Beat, lose,
We do get an attack here,
looking at me.
so I decide to kill the Overwhelm unit.
This'll be a good warm-up.
Even looking at this board now, I don't know what I did, and I don't know what I should do. So I decided to play the Accountant. This lets us attack.
Nobody's tougher than
That's
me.
elusive, and that attack will give us a coin. And so, since coins are worth 2 each for us, because of Chemtech Duplicator, that gives me a little extra mana to play with. And then we double the coin, which gives us a lot of extra mana to play with. Falling Comet, the guy that says 22 Overwhelm. Showstopper to get rid of that guy who's been in the corner this entire game. Just because he's in the corner doesn't mean that he's not a threat. And should they ever play anything else that's giant, having him on the board would be bad. Obviously at this point I'm feeling pretty good.
Looks like a full house. Nice work. And would it kill you to smile?
I don't actually think that was a good block. I think blocking with the Zephyr Sage would have been better there.
Looks like a full house. Nice work. And would it kill you to smile? They call this getting your bell rung.
And yeah, plenty of power to take out.
That's how we do it in Coyote.
I double in on a Attentive Accountant because even though that Mordekaiser looked really good, giving an extra Mordekaiser in the deck might mean that we don't draw Sett, which would be bad. And here I double down on Risky Venture, that way it'll summon even more followers. I don't know if that was necessary, but we do have Slow and Steady, so we're going to get 4 followers when we play it, which is good. I think I got rid of Coastal Defender. And we go into the Dragonsire. We do start with Sett, and so I'm feeling pretty good.
Technique is for lightweights.
I don't like the Cloud Drake hit set early, but nothing you can do about that. Reduces the cost of the other cards. Elder Dragon comes on the board, and obviously we just need to remove that as soon as possible. So I see how much he costs, and it's 6. I could use the Wind Caller. I think that's what he's called, R2 damage recall spell, and then he wouldn't have been able to get replayed, but I think just for my safety overall over time, removing him from the board was correct. I play that draw spell, place your bets, even though it's going to overcap cards just to get more coins. And we drop Mordekaiser so that we can refresh Sett's Guardian Angel. And now I know Risky Venture is going to hit a bunch of times, and I think 3 times. And so I'm trying to see if there's a way that we can make it kill anything other than the Herald of Dragons, but it doesn't actually seem to be. They really decided they didn't like Sett. We used 2 Strafing Strike, one just strip Spell Shield, and then the other one to kill him. And I decided to send it back to hand. This does a lot of things for me. It gives me extra coin, so I can play more cards. It gives me extra mana gems in the next round. So I think overall that was probably one of my better plays. And so next round, obviously, I'm going to try to use Realm of Death because it exists in my hand, and I just feel the need to play it. I'm kidding, hopefully. I'm thinking of using Death's Grasp there. I think primarily so that I can use Brainworm and get cards out of their hand. That doesn't super make sense considering how many cards are in their hand. It's not, like, extraordinarily helpful. But I do send it back. They drop Elder Dragon, which would be bad for me if it did anything, but we do have Facebreaker, so we can just make sure that it doesn't. I think it would have leveled up on that attack. And we Showstopper, removing it from existence. That gives us enough to rally. We attack, no problems. And that is it. This is the Dragonsire adventure with Sett at 3 stars and no epic relics as requested. Yeah. Overall, it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be because Sett takes so much advantage of having Chemtech Duplicator active. So I had surprisingly good time there. I was trying to get back to the screen where we saw my victory, but we're just not going to do that, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, it was fun. I had a good time. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you like what I'm doing, like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.